So we are back for another video, and for today we're going to be checking out the Fudu from Tangzu. So this is actually a hybrid configuration and around $75 to $80 as well. So one of the more expensive Tangzus in the channel because I did review the Weiner before. And of course, very interesting here because this is a hybrid configuration. Maybe falls right smack with the Hydis MS2s. A lot of some favorites of mine are in the hybrid space in that price point. So would be interesting to see how the tuning translates from their Weiner to the Fudu, and also of course how's the sound quality, because the hybrid will definitely offer a different sound compared to what you're getting with the Weiners. First, let's do a classic unboxing here. Actually, it's very exciting here for me is looking at the box itself. This is actually in the bigger side of things, so maybe compared to some other items that we have seen in this channel for this price point, this is actually in the bigger side of things. And from what I've seen as well from Tangzu in the maybe $20 range, actually they do have very nice unboxing experiences. So I'm expecting that here as well. So big thanks of course to Nicole from Tangzu Philippines for sending this over. Links down below for their shop. So actually, from what I have remembered from the Tangzu Weiner, has some maybe similarities to the maybe 2020 tuning, but of course with maybe a bit more warmth, a bit more fun presentation. So I'm kind of expecting it here as well. So this is going to be our unboxing experience. Fudu verse 1, Tangzu and Divinus as well. At the other side, you're getting some information. 10mm dynamic driver and 2 BA, 106 dB in sensitivity, 16 ohm impedance, 20 to 20 kHz in the frequency range, and also 0.7 to 8 2-pin connector. And then this is going to be your unboxing experience. Actually, quite a big box here, and that is your IEM. And yeah, first impressions, that does look very unique for me. And this is the unboxing experience that I do like personally, the more organized. Definitely in this price point, it's not that common. Definitely warranted here. I do like this presentation. You're getting Divinus ear tips as well, and here you are getting your tips. And again, this is what I like, organized tips. You're getting your Divinus tips here and the Tangsankai tips. And actually this looks really unique here for me. It's kind of glossy, has a maybe glitter feel to it. Very cool there. And then this is your Divinus tips. Case actually very interesting here. This might be one of the bigger cases that I've seen in this price point. And yeah, I do usually see maybe a soft hard case. This is definitely a bit different. So inside you're getting your cables. Maybe reminds me of maybe a tripoin type of cable for this price point. Of course, you're getting your straight plug and your 0.7 to 8mm 2-pin connector. Cable wise, it's fine. Not the thickest cable, but you're getting your braided cable here. And of course, you're getting some ear tips as well. So this is your IM itself, and it comes in a separate kind of thing, which is definitely cool. Definitely a looker here for me, and the metal in build quality as well. And what's really cool here for me is this is actually quite a small IEM, but still has some fins. Maybe reminds me of the Tripoin T01 actually in terms of the overall fitting. It does go fairly inside the ear as well, so this might be something that you can use for live monitoring because it might isolate quite well. And here at the top, you're getting actually a very stylish look here for me. You're getting your Divinus here at the side with some triangles, and here you're getting of course your custom IM type of shape. Very cool looking here. And actually surprisingly, it's a little bit see-through here at the bottom, so that's quite surprising. So you're getting metal at the sides, but this seems to be maybe a matte plastic finish, and it's a little bit see-through as well. But definitely the finishing here for me, I would say top notch for the price point. So even if it's plastic, the finishing is quite matte in the finish. It feels a bit more sophisticated compared to your usual maybe glossy plastic. So the plastic that they used here, really cool here. And at the side as well, you're getting your maybe two-tone metal. So you're getting some different maybe brushed type of metal here at the side, and you're getting glossy here at the top. So yeah, the finishing, something that they took note of, which is definitely welcome for me. Very stylish looking for the $80 price point for sure. So yeah, and this is something that you can use for some live monitoring as well if this is the case, because it does look really cool here for me. So actually in the price point, this is what you expect for the unboxing experience. So I'm having, several tips. I'm having a case. It's definitely something that you expect for the $80 price point. But I'm liking the attention to detail here. That is one thing that I do like about Tangzu, the attention to detail. So there's a couple of stuff there that the designers really took note of. It's kind of like above and beyond the usual norm, but let's try to put the cables in. And this is what your earphone will look like, or IM will look like with the cables in. Very stylish looking here, but let's try to put this on the ear. So this actually reminds me of the more of the 3-point type of look. So I'm still quite a looker. So this is what it looks like. So quite a small IEM here. And actually, yes, it does go inside the ear, fairly inside, and the isolation is really, really good here. So for some live monitoring situations, you will have a great time here. And stability, really, really stable. So if you're gonna use this on stage, won't be an issue. It does really stay to the ear. Comfort though, sometimes it's a trade-off. If you have a bit more insertion, it might not be the most comfortable. So I can really feel this on my ear, and the fits as well, I can really feel it. So it might not be the most comfortable fit. For some people, you might find this a bit maybe too tight of a fitting. So the comfort might not be the best. So overall, for the unboxing experience and the whole price point, this is what you expect. Very good here for the Tangzu Fudu. But of course, let's listen to some tunes. We're actually gonna use just the default tips on this. So we are now listening to some tunes here. Let's try to listen to some Let's Groove by Earth, Wind & Fire. First impressions, this still has your maybe Tangzu warmth at the bottom. The bass still has that maybe blonde vibes to the sound. But this is still a bit faster, a bit more impactful compared to some blondes. But compared to the Tangzu Wainers, this is a bit cleaner in the presentation, especially for the mids and the top end. And a more micro detail as well. So definitely the Wainer, the DNA is still here with the Fudus. But maybe compared to the Wainers, you're getting a bit more clarity for me on top, a bit more micro detail, and maybe a bit more transparent vocals as well, a bit more open sounding. And quite in the lively side of things as well, in the more musical side in presentation, has some monitor qualities for sure in the overall sound. So into the bass, so the bass here is quite prominent for me in the mix. So much like the Tangzu Wainers, the bass here in this is still quite sizable for me in the mix. Maybe a touch of mid-bass bleed, but not that much. But definitely a bit elevated bass for me here. Has some warmth for me in the presentation as well. Has some mid-bass elevation. So this is kind of like in the middle for me of a TFZ and also a blonde type of bass. A bit more impactful compared to some blondes. But has a bit more boom compared to some TFZs. So this is not as maybe lively, as not as impactful compared to some TFZs that I've listened to before. So this is actually a bit more toned down as well compared to some TFZs that I've listened to. So it's not the most impactful bass for me. It's not the most aggressive bass for me. Of course, it's still north of, still has that maybe musical, engaging type of bass presentation. So this is not going to be your maybe mastering type of pair. Not going to be your production type of pair. This is more of still a monitor type of pair. But compared to some other, maybe the TFZs, a bit more toned down, a bit more mature. And compared to some blondes as well, a bit more tight in the presentation. So it's kind of like a mix of both. So the bass is actually quite sizable, quite big for me in the mix. And some mid-bass bleed. And a really deep sub-bass for me in the mix as well. Yeah, I would say the sizing of the bass here is very much enough bass for me in the mix. So actually, maybe the bass here reminds me more of a Moondrop type of bass, maybe an Aria type of vibe. Yeah, I'm liking the bass here so far. For some people, for bass heads, this is in the territory for me. So for some people who's not into bass, you might not like the bass here. But yeah, for people who doesn't like a bit more low end, you might like other IEMs. Going to some vocals, positioning for me for both male and female vocals, slightly recessed. So not that far, but slightly recessed for me in the mix. But I do like the clarity of the vocals here. It's a bit more open, a bit more revealing compared to what you're getting with the Wainers. So definitely one of the strength here of the Fudu over the Wainers. Micro detail, a bit more open, transparent type of vocal. So the vocal is more of maybe a bright neutral type of presentation. Definitely brighter compared to some other maybe reference pairs that we have seen. And that's actually quite revealing. Has some, again, the brightness in the presentation. So it's maybe nearing shoutiness, but not that much. It's not crossing the line for me, especially for the tracks that I've listened to. But I really like the separation of the vocals here in the mids. For male and female vocals, the layering for me, really nice. And the presentation of the vocals as well, for me, it's in the cleaner side. It's not your super smooth, super lush type of vocals. In the cleaner side for me, has some monitor qualities to the presentation. So the separation of the vocals, really nice. So for some maybe live monitoring situations, you will like this because you can pinpoint the vocals of maybe some of your band members. We're listening to some Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. I like the raspiness of the vocals here, really shines for me in the mix. I would say though, again, this is not a micro detail monster. I have heard of better micro detail in this price point, but I have a bit of micro detail here to throw around. But I like the brightness of the vocal, and that it's not an overly bright presentation. Near shoutiness, but not shouty for me to listen to. It's maybe that revealing for me of a presentation. Actually, the vocals here maybe sometimes reminds me of the Mundrop Kato. The Mundrop Kato has something like that as well. This kind of near shoutiness. But yeah, it's still one downside for me in the presentation for male vocals is the positioning of the vocals. It's definitely a bit more recessed. So that's definitely one downside. Let's try some Ariana Grande side by side. For female vocals, so again, still slightly reset for me in the mix. But I like the presentation of the vocals still here as well. So has some clarity, has some transparency in the presentation. Very much enjoy the mids here. Let us try some top end. Let's try some Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. Going to the top end, very much extended for me on top. It definitely has some treble extension. This is not an overly bright pair. A lot of treble here to throw around, but this is not going to be the most airy top end, not going to be the most maybe bright top end. But I like that it's quite tame for me of a top end here. So it reminds me of a Moondrop maybe style of top end. Definitely for guitar tracks, I love the presentation here. Has a touch of micro detail as well. But again, not a micro detail monster. So there are others that I've listened to here in this price point that has more micro detail compared to this one. But I like the tame qualities of the treble. Definitely enough treble there for guitar tracks. It's not maybe cut off for me in the presentation. But this is not going to be your maybe most fun, most engaging, most lively type of presentation. Still more tame for me. So much like the mids. Maybe it's near shoutiness, but not like that here as well. Maybe near harshness, but it doesn't cross the line for me. So they were able to find a balance there. Definitely nice on that. Let's try some Joe Satriani, A Celebration. Yeah, this is definitely more tame compared to a lot of hybrids that we have checked, especially from maybe the likes of KZs, TRNs. The top end here is definitely more tame. The top end here reminds me more of a Moondrop type of top end, more than anything else. Quite a bit more mature, even for an engaging pair. And the cymbals as well, pretty good bodies, especially for BAs. Definitely for BAs, this is one of the better bodied cymbals for me in the presentation. Going to soundstage, above average here. Not the biggest that I've heard, definitely a bit bigger compared to some other IMs that we have heard in this price point. Micro detail, again, a bit better compared to some your usual dynamic drivers, but this won't beat out your multi-driver counterparts. Going to tonality, this in the warmer side of things, a bit more musical, a bit more engaging. So definitely something that you can use for some casual listening and also some live monitoring situations as well. So that's my lesson with the Tangzu Fudu. What do I think of it? So this kind of like maybe a Wayner, even Moondrop aria type of sound, Starfields, and just make it a hybrid. So that's the vibe that I'm getting here. So the bass has a bit more fun, but still quite controlled. Touch of mid bass, but not an overly bassy pair here. Still very much controlled. Deep sub bass. Going to the mids, a bit more micro detail than your usual pure dynamic driver. Has that cleanliness to throw around, has some raspiness to the voice, and the clarity, openness in the vocals, really nice on that. And the treble as well, quite controlled, not an overly bright pair, not a piercing listen to the ear. Still has your monitor qualities, being engaging, being lively, but not an overly bright pair for me. So a bit more mature in that sense compared to some other monitors that we have seen, like for example the KZs, TRNs of the world. And yeah, for the separation, quite good because of the cleaner nature of the hybrid, and has your micro detail to boot as well. So Build quality as well, really nice here for me. Attention to detail for Tangzu. Maybe just the cable that I have an issue with for the build quality, but the rest for the unboxing experience, really nice here for me. So yeah, definitely I did enjoy my listen here. So yeah, before I can't think of an IEM that's really close to this in a way. So I was wishing for that actually, give me a moondrop type of sound, but just make it hybrid so I can enjoy some advantages of having a BA presentation. And I think they were able to do it here with the Fudu, so it's kind of like that in a way. So definitely appreciate that. So yeah, for a hybrid type of earphone and this type of tuning, this definitely unique if you're looking for a moondrop type of sound, Tangzu type of sound, and a hybrid presentation. This is definitely a cool recommendation for that. I did enjoy my listen here. I do think for the price point, this is a very nice purchase. So that's my take with the Tangzu Fudu. Of course, if you learn something, leave a like and subscribe for content like this in the future. So I actually see maybe several use case scenarios for this. Some casual listening would be okay because it does have a bit of bass. Some monitoring, live monitoring as well will be okay for this. Vocal monitoring okay as well, and even guitar monitoring because of that. Maybe top end, so quite a versatile pair for me. So usually for Tangzus, I haven't listened to an earphone yet that doesn't fit the price point. I actually have listened to more expensive Tangzus. I believe my favorite is the Neza, so hopefully I can get that in the studio. This is the Neza is maybe $500-$600, so definitely a bit more expensive, but I believe from what I have listened to the hi-fi show, that is my favorite. So yeah, but definitely this plays well with this price. But of course, if you learn something, leave a like and subscribe for content like this in the future. What do you think of the new mic? I have a couple of mics here, interchange, but this is our latest mic, Electrovoice RE20, a legend mic. But what do you think of the sound quality? Let me know down in the comments below. If you have any questions in the Fudu, of course, let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next zpolt video. Goodbye.